Hello everyone, this is the Paladin speaking, and today we're reviewing Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2, completely spoiler-free. Developed by the Chinese Room and published by Paradox Interactive, the game was released on October 21st, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X/S. I've spent just over 20 hours exploring the dark, snow-covered streets of Seattle as one of the Kindred, and in this review, I'll be breaking down the gameplay, story, systems, and overall experience. But before we begin, a quick disclaimer. I replayed Bloodlines 1 for the 7th time right before starting this sequel. So naturally, my perspective will be influenced, both positively and negatively, by how this new title compares to the classic original. After saying that, let's dive in. First things first, there's no true character creation. You can only choose between male or female, and then customize a few superficial details like hairstyles, piercings, eye colors, and cosmetic touches. Your clothing options unlock as you level up within your clan progression. Choosing your clan mostly affects flavor text and character reactions. There are differences in dialogue, clan-specific hubs, and unique NPCs, but they don't feel particularly substantial. You can learn abilities from other clans, but it comes at a higher cost. You'll gain ability points through experience and blood resonance points primarily through feeding on targets with specific dispositions and by finding clan trainers on their specific hubs to unlock other clans' disciplines. Unfortunately, there are no traditional attributes or experience points like in the first game or the tabletop RPGs. This is one of the biggest departures from its roots. Because of these design changes, Bloodlines 2 plays less like a deep role-playing experience and more like an action-focused, story-driven title. Something closer to Coteries of New York or a semi-open world Swansong. The Masquerade and Humanity systems have also been simplified. Instead of tracking moral choices and secret violations, the game uses a crime-style alert meter, similar to what you'd find in most open-world titles. For longtime fans, this might feel like a downgrade. Visually, the game looks good, but dated. Think a late PlayStation 4 era graphics, with some lighting and texture improvements that make it stand out just enough for this generation. That makes sense, considering the game's long and troubled development history that started in the PS4 era. Despite that, it runs smoothly. No frame drops, crashes, or major bugs during my playthrough. The world design is compact but atmospheric, and traversing the city, whether stealthily or in combat, was actually enjoyable. At least for me. Combat can be fun, though it does get repetitive after a while. On normal or hard difficulty, you'll rely a little more on stealth, dodging, and dashing, especially against tougher enemies. Disciplines look visually good, but there are too few of them, and not all are equally useful. The system works, it's just not as deep or varied as the original. Now, onto the story. The main narrative is compelling enough to keep you playing. It's not groundbreaking, but it does make you want to uncover what's really happening in Seattle's vampire society. Your protagonist, Fire, isn't as interesting as the inner voice in your head, Fabien, who often steals the spotlight. Still, your dialogue choices and role-playing decisions can make Fire more engaging depending on how you play. The side characters and NPCs are a mixed bag. Some are well written and fit perfectly into the world of darkness. Others feel out of place, either too edgy or too melodramatic, almost like they were pulled from Twilight rather than Bloodlines. So the writing ranges from good to overly edgy to awkwardly romantic, depending on the scene. There's no standout character like Jack or Jeanette and Therese from the first game, but it's not a disaster either. It's serviceable, just inconsistent. The world design, music, and general atmosphere are all acceptable. Nothing revolutionary, but they do a good job of holding your attention for an hour or two at a time. It's not dripping with the same gothic personality as the first game, but it still captures a modern, neon-soaked Seattle aesthetic that works well enough. So, should you buy it? At full price, I'd say no. But if you're a fan of vampire games or the world of darkness, then it's worth picking up on sale, especially since there are so few solid vampire titles out there. For veterans of the first Bloodlines or tabletop fans, it's complicated. The sequel waters down some of the deep role-playing elements and the dark moral tone that defined the original. It's not a true successor, but it still offers a decent modern experience within that universe. So no, it's not a bad game. It's just not the game we hoped it would be. I'd rate Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 a 6.8 out of 10. Passable, occasionally fun, but nothing truly impressive. What do you think? Is Bloodlines 2 a worthy successor, or just another missed opportunity? Let me know your thoughts down below. This is the Paladin, signing off. If you enjoyed this review, drop a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.